Hi, Janine here from Ring Hello. This video is about making sure that when you're speaking to people on the phone, you have the right level of enthusiasm. I know it sounds kind of basic, and I know that almost sounds obvious, but the truth is a lot of us do jobs because we have to pay the bills, to live, and all of that. And that means that sometimes we're not always speaking about something that we are passionate about. Now, being self-employed, it's great because we get to choose the kinds of things we want to do. But if you are one of those people who has to make cold calls and you're kind of just doing it because you've got no choice, or you feel you've got no choice, then I've got some hints and tips that are going to make life a bit better for you, okay? The very first thing I will say is that I think it probably is impossible for you to do any job at all if it goes against your morals and the ethos of who you are. We've all seen things on the telly about call centres where people are not necessarily using the best tactics. You know, they're all of that. If it doesn't go sit right within your heart, then your head is never going to allow you to do it, because the two are very closely linked. They're only this far apart, okay? So if you're having to do that kind of thing, then it is going to be difficult. If you're all right about what you're doing in terms of the company's ethos, then that's good. But if you could be in a situation, for example, where the company's good, the ethos is good, you're happy with it. However, the product that you are talking to somebody about, you don't necessarily like, or you're not that enthusiastic about. Now, here's the thing to do. It is well worth doing your homework, either in work hours if you're allowed or outside if you're not, to find reviews, to find testimonials, to find case studies. What is it that real people say about the product? Now, that is the thing that's going to give you the most confidence to be able to sell it and promote it, because in our line of work, we're speaking to people on the phone all the time. And the one thing that's great is if you get to speak to somebody, there's kind of two things that are really good with it. One, if you get to speak to somebody who just so happens to need what it is you're offering, you can have a really in-depth discussion with them to find out what it is they're after, the features that they want. If the product you're talking about then suits those products, suits those needs, then you are able to feel more confident and happy. But also, by going out there and looking at reviews, and ideally positive reviews, and the case studies that your company will probably have, or testimonials, if you do that, then you will get a real feel for what it is people love about it. The other thing you can do, and I've done this before when I've worked for people, is say, for example, you work for a company and they haven't actually got any testimonials or case studies. Ask them if you can talk to one of their customers. They must have one customer that they can talk to that are happy, that you can then say, look, and I've done this before. I said, okay, I'm new with the company. I figured that the best thing for me to do to understand what it is customers really love about it is to ask them directly. Now, I've done this with my clients, especially if it's equipment, because it's really good to understand what it is they love about the way the company works and the actual technology itself. So this is something really powerful that you can do for yourself, and I really highly recommend that you do. So definitely try and find people, because, you know, when somebody comes to use me as a telemarketer, the proposals I send out have got testimonials throughout them, but I've also got reference clients that are happy to speak with them too. So that's something that we can do. Anyway, just make sure that you find out that information, because there's two things that will happen, okay? The first is you will really start to resonate with the person you're talking to, and you'll feel their enthusiasm and their passion, okay? It does. So not only does it instantly make you feel a bit more proactive and happy to do the job and to sell what it is you're selling, and it gives you that warm, fluffy feeling, but it also means that you're able to take what they've said and use that in your pitch and say, look, our customers have told me this is what they love. And you'll be amazed the difference it has in your enthusiasm levels if you speak to an existing customer who's happy. It really has a massive impact. So I recommend that everyone does that. And if you're a manager watching this, for goodness sake, please do get your team to do this. find one person who's happy to speak to them, it's honestly immeasurable the difference it will make to the people that are having to make those calls. It just gives them that extra kick up the bum to feel more positive, because no amount of you sitting there in a meeting with them and saying, right, come on, we've got this selling point, let's get behind it, that's not going to work. People feed off emotions. It's like when you walk into a room, you know if there's been a fight. So we feed off emotions. We are emotional beings. That's what makes us humans. So what you need to do is find a client who's happy to speak to your member of staff about your product or your service and what they like about it, what they don't like about it, because they'll tell you. And it gives you valuable feedback too, because I tell you what, you'll be surprised how unguarded people can be when they're talking to somebody that they perceive to be junior. And if they're giving information and feeling helpful, they tend to open up a lot more. So they're feeling helpful because you've asked them to help, and they'll give you a lot more information. So it really does work. So think about it, do it, and please let me know how you get on, okay? So it's Janine@ringhello.co.uk, and Janine is spelt the common way, Janine, 0800 009 6250. But please do bear this in mind. It's a really important point, okay? And good luck. Bye.